here. I risk everything. I leave everything behind. Salud. Oh, no, sueño.
Или потому что я сильна. Бурята продължи близо 3 дни. Когато отмина, намерихме останки от пиратски кораб, потънал преди много години. Парче лед се отчупи от айсберга и ме отнесе в океана като насал. Изведнъж при мене се качи един огромен и разярен тюлен и искаше да ме изблъска от леда.
Баща ми се е бил с тюлен. И му изкъртил един зъб. Мамо! Мамо! Честит рожден ден, тате. Аз съм добре, а ти как си?
Много ми липсваш.
Как се казва новата класна?
Госпожа Андреева.
Трябва ми адрес на месторабота, контакт и с двамата родители.
Мъжът ми е в чужбина, задълго.
Ники, как е татко ти, обажда ли са?
В Антарктида няма телефони, затова пишем писма имейли. Като мине това езеро, ще си пожелая да те преместят в друг клас. Аз пък ще си пожелая да те върнат в Рус.
8 месеца не са малък период. Не може да отлагате повече, разбирате ли?
Що ти трябваше точно да замине, докато бях на лагер?
Нямам сили да му кажа.
Но рано или късно ще разбере, че...
късно.
Трябва да му кажеш.
Всички са в очакване на българската експедиция, която днес се завръща от мисия в Антарктида.
Татко ти не е с нас.
Как така?
Защото се е наложил да остане на Антарктида.
Не е много умен този син да ги остави така сами.
И ложиш детето и го съкътяваш и ме караш да участвам в това престъпление.
Нищо направо ли съм, че той да не завръща, да не съм бил лош. Баща ти е тъпак.
Какво прави ти там? Спри!
Искам да знаеш, че ми липсваш много и всяка секунда мисля за теб.
Ники!
Хиляди ледени целувки, тати.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Good to see you all again here. My name is Putri. I am the festival co-director of Europe on Screen 2021. And today we have a very special guest with us in our Europe on Screen 2021 film talk with film director, Mr. Stanislav Donchev. I hope that I pronounce your name correctly, Stanislav. Oh, I think you're still muted.
Unmuted now, so it was pronounced correctly. Thank you very much, and I'm glad to be here.
Okay, thank you. And before we start, I would like to just share a little bit of the rule of our webinar today.
Okay.
So yes, so just keep in mind that this webinar session is being recorded and is also broadcasted live right now on YouTube of Europe on Screen at the moment. And all the participants are muted in order to enable the speakers to speak without interruption. And you can also, if you want to ask Stanislav, you please write down your questions at the Q&A box below that we have already activated. So you can type there in English or Indonesia. If it's in Indonesia, then I will help you to translate them. And then please keep in mind that this session today will be done entirely in English. So I was just saying, good morning, Stanislav. How is actually in Bulgaria? Where in Bulgaria right now, you?
I'm in Sofia, in the capital. It's 11 o'clock. It's a little bit cold, but everything is great. It's fine.
So it's already starting to get cold. I think I thought it was still
a couple
summer.
of days, not a big issue. It's all right. How is in Jakarta?
Well, we are always have either wet season or dry season. So
yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
Yeah, right now I think we are lucky. We have 30 degrees.
Wow.
That's lucky for us. Yes, I know. So we would like to thank you for having your film Letters from Antarctica to be screened in our festival. The film itself just started to be screened yesterday, and people can still book the film and then also can still watch the film until the next 5 days. So at the beginning, I would like to ask, what was your first inspiration in making this film?
Well, we were looking for an idea, a story that is highly emotional and very touching. That was the ground for building this film. And we thought that relationship between a mother and a child is like the most sacred thing that we can think of in the world. So we started building on that, and a family member that is missing, and it's a problem for the kid, and he's struggling, and this big secret actually that has been pulled over the kid. So this was very, very strong emotional foundation. And then afterwards, of course, we put some stuff on there and became a film.
Yes, the film is at the beginning. The film creates a little bit of warm atmosphere with the family, and then the relationship between the mother and the child. The mother was played by Miss Irina, isn't it?
The mother is Irmena.
Irmena, yes. So and you know, at the beginning, I was looking at the poster of the film. I thought before I watched the film, I thought that, oh, this is probably some kind of thriller, but then it's not. There is a little bit of nuance in there, but it's more about drama, about letting go, about how to cope with the feeling, and then also the relationship itself. And
yes. Actually, the film starts like you said. It's like a falling apart of an iceberg. Like you say, everything is. It looks okay. It looks fine. It's idealistic family. Everything is okay, but it starts to crack at some point, and pieces start to fall, and the lies uncovered, and every minute you realize that it's not the perfect situation, and the whole vibe of the film and the visuals and the storytelling follows this line of destruction, and it's not like destruction, but it's uncertainty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the ambience of uncertainty, it's also can be felt, I think, with all of us here. But the little kid, I mean, he's very, very cute. How did you manage to get him? Like, did you find within the casting process?
Yes, well, it was very, very stressful exercise to find this kid, because the shooting came up like in a month. And we've been through every school acting kids school in Bulgaria, and we made like Facebook castings, everything you can imagine. And I was scared because it's a huge role. I mean, it's the most important role, how this actor will process these emotions. And luckily, I found that my friend, actor Dani Angelov, has this crazy little boy that is capable of carrying this emotional burden. And it was hard. It was hard for him, basically, because he had to go through all these emotions. He cannot.
Yeah.
It's not. He's a professional actor, but not a technical one. He has to go through these emotions, and it was hard for him. But I think that if you ask him now, he'll be glad he went through it.
So, as you said, he's not actually how would you say trained. Did you do some kind of approach or exercise with him to build this kind of emotion? Because he's very, very emotional, and when you see his acting, that was really good.
Yeah, well, we try to push him from all directions. So first of all, he's an actor, so he has his genes. His dad has training a little bit, so I try to do my best. And before start of shooting, we got him with Irmena, with his mother. They went to coffees, to cinemas. We spent time together so he could be relaxed, and try to make him as comfortable as possible for him for this task.
So you put him together with Miss Irmena just to build up the chemistry.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because they have to be like at least know each other. I mean, they have to be child. Yeah. So it was a very intense preparation for this duo.
And were any of your personal experience also put or influence the film? I was just thinking probably you have also a closeness with your parents as well.
Well, the parents, of course, but I think that the most important thing was my relationship with my son, and how I felt being in the place of the missing father. And when you see your son, your child, crying for you and asking where is dad, did I do something wrong? Why is he not coming back? I mean, this is heartbreaking for a father. And first of all, when we read the script, it came to effect. I mean, almost every male member was crying. And when we shot the film, I was very careful not to lose this, because you can disappear in the technical thing on the film. But it was there. I mean, in scenes that he was very emotional about his dad, it shows immediately that it's still there.
Yes. And also, what was the biggest challenge that you found during the making of this film?
Well, there are a couple of huge ones, of course, because we had this team of ice in Antarctica, and we had to, from one point of production, we had to go there with a small crew and shoot some exteriors on the real continent, because I think that it's very important to be authentic, everything. If we want to deal with authentic emotions, there's nothing should be in the way of ruining your vision. So we went there. It's shot in Antarctica. I think it's the first film there. at least fiction. And after that, we had to translate all this snow, ice, and winter in Sofia. And it was like the warmest winter in Sofia. There was no ice, no snow. And it was like 3 days in January that the forecast would say that it will go below zero. And it was a huge concentration to do all these exteriors in these 3 days. So it's a kind of pressure on top of everything. But I think we managed this production thing.
Yeah. Yes, I think so. I did not notice that apparently some of the scene was actually shot in Sofia. I mean, so you did a great job. We didn't know. I thought that everything was in Antarctica.
No.
But was it hard when you're doing the shooting in Antarctica? I couldn't imagine how cold must be in Antarctica. Like, yeah, here in Indonesia, what considered cold is 25 degrees. So
No. So it's different thing. But it's not that cold. I mean, our expedition, Bulgarian expedition, goes there in January, December, January, which is kind of Antarctic summer. And Antarctic summer is like something like -5 degrees Celsius.
oh wow.
So it's not that bad. I mean, it's not freezing cold. And they go to work there to do their tests. And yeah, it's a long road, long way.
That's right.
And it's a 2-week playing ships and everything. And yeah, and we showed it meanwhile while they are doing their tests.
Yeah. Wow, 2 weeks in that cold, -5. That's definitely. I will not survive.
It's better.
Yes. So how was the response of the audience? I understand that your film Letters from Antarctica has received special jury in Golden Eye Film Festival in 2019 in Bulgaria.
Yeah. Yes.
So when you screen it in the cinema, how was the reaction of the audience?
Well, I think that everyone who watched it was moved, but it's not very nice for me to say that. I think it's been liked, but it's a little bit of a dramatic film, and box office always likes more fun films. So yeah, it was all right in the box office, but the important thing is the reactions of the people who saw it, and they were like heartwarming.
I'm sure everyone must be shed a tear. So for all audience here that haven't watched it, you have to watch it and then prepare some tissue, because at first I was also crying when I first watched it. So also, how was the reaction of the kid when he first watched it? Did he believe what he'd done in the film?
Well, yeah. Well, he was like 9 years old at the time, so yeah, of course, he was like a kid. I mean, he was very. It was fun for him to be in this film. I don't know if he watches the film now, what will be his reaction, but it was like a joyride for him.
Yes, I can imagine. And right now we have already some questions from our audience. One is from Fanny. Fanny was asking, "Good morning, Mr. Stanislav. How long have you made the movie?" And she wanted to also, the second question from her is actually how about the education? How about the system there? Is it normal if the school also get involved with family case like that? So that's what Fanny asked.
Well, let's start from second. Yeah, the system is supposed to see if there's something abnormal about the family, not to pick systems knows in every family, but they see that there's something big wrong in this. There's a big problem. So they have a school of therapists that is supposed to help talk with the kids. I mean, they're supposed to talk even if they get into a fight in the yard, and they try to understand what's wrong, and put everything down. So this is a huge problem, and it's supposed to be intervention. This is for school, and about the system in movie making.
Yeah. How long? She was asking how long the production of the film taking time.
Well, it was rather slow because we have a slow system as well. We wrote the script in 2015, so we were lucky enough to get past the film fund in the next year, in 2016. And for that we had preparation. We shot a part of the film in 17 winter, in the autumn scenes. After that we went to Antarctica, and then we continue in 2018 shooting the winter parts and the main parts. So 2019 was editing and promotion, and in the end of 19 was the premiere. So what was like, it's like 4 years.
4 years.
It's a very fast production, let me tell you.
Okay. So 4 years is a fast production. Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. It's optimal.
Okay. All right. So yes. We have also question from Mr. Alif Imanzaki. Hello, Mr. Donchev. I have to say that it is a very good experience to watch your movie that stirred so much emotion. I would like to know what kind of message or the inner meaning of this movie that you intend to give to the audience. And the second question is, and do you think the responses towards your film had met your expectation?
Well, first, thank you very much for the nice words. Message is, I don't know, be caring about people who you love and be honest, and don't try to postpone the sad truth for too much. I mean, truth is always have to be out there because it's the cleanest thing in the world. So I'm very, very satisfied with the film. Of course, there's like a million things that I would do now different, but overall, the emotions and the whole feeling, it's like it happened, and I'm very glad it did.
Okay, and also I think the second questions you had the responses. You're happy with the responses so far, right?
Yes, of course. It was like it went through television here in Bulgaria, and it's very stupid from me to say this, but everyone was positive. I mean, there was not even one negative. So,
that's good.
Nice, it's a nice reaction. I'm very, very happy.
Yes, and I was just wondering how was it for the funding, for the budget to make the film in Bulgaria? Do you have a kind of film institute or private investor?
We have an film institute, which is called National Film Center, and you apply. You prepare your script, your pitch, your project, and you apply. And there are, of course, a lot of projects, a lot of nice projects. And when you're lucky and you have a good material, you pass. And it's maybe it's the only way to do a proper way film, because, like everyone in the world, there are private investors and small films but they're very pressed to do product placement and commercial inside, and it becomes a mess, and it loses from the emotional value. So the best way is to get this fund, the government fund, and to do it the right way.
Okay. So it's usually a combination from the government fund and also from the private sectors, right?
Well, yeah, by law you have to co-produce.
Yeah, co-produce.
But only 20%. So 20% is easier to find in equipment and services. But the major cash is like from the government. So it's possible to do the film.
Okay. I would just like to before we continue to the question, I would also like to welcome Bapak Mr. His Excellency Ambassador to Bulgaria to Indonesia, Mr. Petar Andonov. Please, Pak Dubes, Mr. Petar, if you would like to ask something, you could type it at the Q&A box below, and I will ask Stanislav for the questions. So yes, and yes, and also the next question is from Bambang Junaidi. Mr. Stanislav, I enjoyed watching your film. Was it difficult to find a young actor playing the little boy, and how did you keep him interested throughout the filming process?
Well, I don't know, maybe we covered how we got him on board, but keep him interested was, a very, very different task, because he's a kid, and he's like 15 minutes into the shooting day, he's already tired and want to do something else and go home. And so I brought my kid on stage so they can play some games. Then we tried to. I had a second assistant director, especially for him. So he was like his servant. So she's a woman. So here she was giving him a little bit of food, just playing with him, walking him around. It was a circus, because he had to be very emotionally and energetically powered. And it was very interesting, because if a scene comes that he has to be energetic, he was like tired. And when a scene comes that he has to be very sad, he was like very energetic. And it was like very, very tiring for me and for her. But it was a struggle. Filming with a child is like this. Interesting.
Yes, I heard that that's also one of the challenge in a filming film with kids or with animals. So they have their
I think animals are easier. They're like even all the time, but the kids are not.
So will you do another film project with kids again? Kids actor again?
Of course. Let's never say never. Of course.
That's true. That's a good point there. Also, I think Mr. Ambassador, His Excellency Petar Andonov is already saying that he would like to say something. He said that, good afternoon from Jakarta, Mr. Donchev. It's Petar Andonov, Ambassador of Bulgaria to Indonesia. Congratulations on the successful participation of your movie on Europe On-Screen Festival 2021. And yesterday, September 20, at the day of the premiere of your movie on EoS Festival, Bulgaria and Indonesia has marked the 65th anniversary of establishment of their diplomatic relation. Oh, wow, congratulations.
Great. I feel so honored.
Yes, me too. I mean, we are at the Europe On Screen is also feeling very honored, Pak Dubes Petar. Thank you so much. Best wishes for the great success. Thank you, His Excellency Ambassador of Bulgaria to Indonesia, Mr. Petar. Yes, thank you. And then we still have a lot of questions. I hope you don't mind.
Well, it should.
Okay, so yes, it's from Gaston Suhadi. He's writing in Indonesia, and I will try to translate them to you. So the opening of this film is showing how you also have a concern about what happened at the ice at the pole that actually melting in Antarctica. Do you also have intention to put environmental issue in this film?
Well, it was kind of both way to make audiences think, but it's not an environmental stress on this. It was a reminder, but like I said, it has a more deeper meaning. It's like a philosophical thing about the family lie. This is the metaphor. Of course, there's a problem over there in the climate, but it's like most important thing for me is to be concentrated on the story, which happens to be the same. I mean, there's something breaking down, cracking down, a lie. So this is this is the main idea.
Yeah. And also I see that you also want to deliver the issues of letting go and how to deal with lie, how to cope with, including as part of a mental health problem that has been facing by the kid, because he was also feeling a little bit guilty that about his dad, blaming something, and everything was just because of a lie. So that's is that also part of your concern that you want to deliver the mental health issue?
Of course, it was like a big, long process of mental healing. I mean, this is when you put it to the base, it's like that. This is the main thing about the film.
Yes. Okay, there's another question. So I hope it's already answered your question, Gaston. And there is also a question from Ismi Aziza. She's written it in Bahasa, so I would translate them to you. Mr. Stanislav, I'm a teacher of early childhood, and I really like your film. I was thinking, would it be possible that later on I will find a student of my own who has the same condition as Niki, especially in early childhood here in Indonesia, like in a kindergarten and elementary school. Usually we do not have psychologists or counseling team in our school. Well, sometimes they do, but it's not something that common and usually is pricey. So this film is really opening and gave me a lot of lessons and then experience too. Thank you so much. My question to you is that, do you wish to make another film with the kids as a main character?
Yes, I have one project that it's also involves a family, because I think it's very strong foundation, and it's about 3 generations, like kids, parents, and grandparents. So their relationship is something that interests me in a similar way. It's not about a lie, but it's about feelings in the family. So yeah, I'm planning on doing family films, like you said. But very, very nice words. I'm so happy.
Yeah, that was from Miss Ismi Aziza. It is true that what you said, that we do not have actually access for psychologists or counseling like what Niki had in the film. It's something that is not common here, and sometimes also very much expensive. That's why it is quite hard. It is nice and refreshing to see that it's actually happening with Niki, that he got all the treatment that it should have. And now there's also another question. Mr. Stanislav, could you tell us, oh, but your next project would be, you already tell us. So do you, and then the second one is actually, do you have any interest to make film in Asia, particularly in Indonesia?
Why not? I don't know. I don't know the system and how it could be, but of course, why not? Maybe I should think about it. Maybe.
Yeah, I think it could be a good co-production, especially since His Excellency Ambassador have already mentioned that we have a very strong diplomatic. Just yesterday that we celebrate our diplomatic year with Bulgaria, so probably this could be an opportunity.
It could be, yeah. I should think about it.
Yeah, and for your next project, is it already ongoing, or does it have to be postponed because of the COVID?
It's in form of a project right now, and it's applying, so it's not been financed yet. But it takes time. This year in Bulgaria is low changing, so the whole year was like changing paragraphs and laws, and it's like an empty year, and nothing is filmed, nothing is supported, so it takes a lot of time. So we'll see next year maybe.
Yeah, okay. And how is it right now with the cinema? Is it already opening?
Yeah, I think right now it's like 50% availability, which is fine. I mean, if it's 30% full, it's all right. So 50% is enough. So cinemas are open. Yeah, it's
okay.
going on. And how is in Indonesia?
Well, we are still in the semi-lockdown at the moment, and cinema was closed until last weekend. So yeah, when we had the second wave in March, no, in April, everything was closed, and then and only last weekend that is open again.
Yeah, it's a terrible thing. I hope it ends soon.
Yeah, I hope it's all passed through. But I'm happy to hear that most of the film festival in Bulgaria and also cinema are already open. This is a good sign, especially for film industry and creative work.
Yes.
Yes. So thank you so much, Stanislav, for this for this session and for joining us really early in the part of your world.
I thank you, because you made me really happy, and it was very pleasant for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And before we end the session of the film talk today with you, I think we have to do a photo shoot. Probably Panji can give us how to do the photo session.
Hello everyone, I'm the host for today, and I'm gonna take a photo in 3, and I'll count to 3 starting now. 1, 2, 3. And one more time. 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Thank you, Panji. Thank you so much, Stanislav. And I hope that your next project will run soon. And all the best of luck for your next project. And we cannot wait to see your film again.
Oh, so kind. You're so kind. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye for now.
Bye. So everyone, thank you so much for joining our Europe on Screen 2021 film talk for today. And the film Letters from Antarctica just started to be screened yesterday. So please book the ticket. You do not want to miss this out, and do not just don't wait until the last minute until it ran out, because already more than 20 films have already run out the tickets in Europe on Screen 2021. So please book your ticket right now. Do not hesitate and do not postpone anymore. Thank you so much for Bulgarian Embassy for the participation in Europe on Screen 2021. Thank you for attending our film talk. Also, Mr. Stanislav Donchev, and also His Excellency Ambassador of Bulgaria to Indonesia, Mr. Petar Andonov. Thank you so much for everyone who's supporting. After this, we will have another film talk with my co-director, Noval Yazid, with another film. And also at 7 p.m., we have another film talk that based on 2 films that was screened yesterday, Little Girls and A Perfectly Normal Family. So please enjoy that too. And let us know how you're thinking about our festival this year in our social media. I'll see you guys. I'm Menina Putri Wismurti, the festival co-director of Europe on Screen 2021, saying bye.